tell us ways to create a positive and safe environment for differentiated learning.
Okay, differentiated learning is something that you can do in many different ways, but I think one of the first most important keys is to set up the structure in your classroom. So if students are going to be working in groups that are more skill-like, they need to know how to work in groups. So setting up that structure early in the class, in the school year, is really important. So students know how to work independently, how to help each other, how to find their own resources. Our ultimate goal is to help our students become independent learners, and it doesn't matter what level they are at, there are skills that they can do by working in groups and by working together. So setting up the structure, having the children know what the expectations are when they're working in groups, how not to interrupt the teacher who's working with another group of students. Those are really important pieces to have in place, and that doesn't matter what grade, kindergarten right through grade 12 would be really key. Another thing that's really important, of course, is the feedback. Ongoing feedback is always important for all students, doesn't matter what their skill level is. So whether it's verbal and you're shoulder to shoulder with the students, you're giving them constructive feedback, which is formative assessment, but you're also teaching them how to get to that next step. So, you know, always that positive reinforcement when possible, but also how do we get you better at what you do.
Where does differentiated learning and differentiated assessment happen in the classroom?
Differentiated learning and assessment, really important to know that it is not something that you have to do every day in every lesson. Really important to have your group lessons, and then those students who are ready to go with the assignment, with the task that is always driven from the outcomes, those kids can go. They don't need to be listening to another explanation. So those students then who need a second explanation or a different way of seeing things, that's when you do a second little mini lesson. That's when you bring those students aside. You may go over their assignment, which may be a little bit different. So there's your differentiation within that piece. So you're differentiating how you're getting the information to them by that small group instruction, and then the task that they are being asked to do, still related to the outcome, but much more at their ability level. So it's ongoing, but it isn't everywhere every day. Students all have to learn the same content together. How you then have them do it individually or in smaller groups, that will depend on their ability.